everybody, welcome back to my channel, Fixing It Up with Sandra. In case you're new here, I'm Sandra, and today we are going to be making something that I've been wanting to do for so long. We are going to be making, not room and linen sprays, body sprays. I do make room and linen sprays, but I wanted to do something like body sprays. It's just something, I love some of the fragrances that I use and I want to wear them. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I have all the stuff that we're gonna need right here. And so I'm gonna point the camera down. I will give you the measurements that I'm using for each ingredient. And yeah, and I'll put links and all that other fun stuff, but this is a really simple thing to create. So I wanna show you guys how, and I'm super excited. All right, so it only takes 5 ingredients to make a really nice body spray. I'm gonna show you them all right here. First of all, you do need distilled water. So I have my distilled water right here, and that's gonna be one of the main ingredients. And the other ingredient, and I always butcher this word, isopropyl, is that how I say it? Alcohol. And I get my big jug of alcohol from like the Grow and Garden supply place. And this is a 99.9%. And when I just want to let you know, when you use this, I'm just going to call it rubbing alcohol. When you use this rubbing alcohol in your body sprays, don't worry about the smell. It will fade. It will not, you will not be smelling like rubbing alcohol. So we're going to use that. We're also going to be using, okay, this is where I've got a couple of questions for anybody else out there, or for anybody who is an expert. So we're going to be using polysorbate 80 right here, okay? Now, I do use polysorbate 20 in my room and linen sprays, and I was curious to why I was using 80 instead of 20. I did a bunch of research and I just couldn't find why I would be using 80 as opposed to 20. They're both emulsifiers, so they help the fragrance oil disperse and like mix with the water and alcohol. And so that is why we use it in the first place. But the reason why I just couldn't find a difference. So if you have polysorbate 20, you can still do the room sprays. We are gonna be using 80, but I really didn't see where there was a huge difference. Yes, they are chemically different. If I was a scientist, I'd get more into it, but I'm not. But yes, they do have slight variations, but overall, they're both safe to use. And then we are also going to be using Germall Plus, which is a preservative, which will help prevent bacteria from growing inside of our body sprays. And then of course, we're gonna be using fragrance oils. Make sure that your fragrance oil is safe to use. So we're gonna be doing a wood sage and sea salt. It's like a Jo Malone fragrance. And I get this from Sierra Candle, which is one of my favorite candle companies, candle and soap making supply company. Let me just say that. Now, I did get my little containers off of Amazon. Now I wanna put like a little disclaimer on there. I will put the link for these little containers in the description box. However, these claim that they are 2-ounce spray bottles. They are not. I have filled them to the max because I've already done some body sprays over there. When they are filled to the max, the most that I could get in here was 1.7 ounces. So this recipe that I have is for 2 ounces. So I did have a little bit left over when I was making these, and I just couldn't figure it out. And then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, oh my gosh, my brain still doesn't work just quite right just yet because of all of the stuff that I've been through with my cancer treatments. So it took me a minute to realize, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm only filling them to 1.7. So just a heads up, if you get these same bottles, you might run into the same issues, but yeah, these are supposed to be 2 ounces and they are just a hair short, but we're still gonna use them anyways. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is start measuring out all of our ingredients. So I have a measuring cup that I got from the dollar store. We're gonna use that, get our scale turned on, and we are going to make 2 of these quote unquote 2 ounces body sprays, okay? So here are the measurements, and then I'll go over the percentages in just a second. So I'm gonna do 51 grams of water. So I'm just gonna pour like so. All right, there we go. We got 51 grams of water, and we're gonna do 12 grams of our polysorbate 80. Oh, let me carry this out. Be very careful. I have my like little syringe right here just to help me when it gets really close because I don't want to go over. Maybe I just do a little dab here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we got that, and now we're gonna do 45 grams of our alcohol. Okay, we got 40. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna do 6 ounces of our fragrance oil. And again, make sure that it's skin safe. All right, there we go. And we are gonna do just a smidgen of our preservative. We're gonna do 0.06 of our preservative. Oh, and Nugget is here trying to talk to me. All right, just a tiny bit. There we go. All right, and I have a little whisk that I got from the dollar store right here. Just gonna blend this. Now, sometimes you'll find that the mixture is cloudy, depending on the fragrance oil that you use. Most of them have been cleared. Oh, I love the smell of this. But don't worry about it. You can always find a really pretty label to put around it or create your own label to put around it. And you can also use color. I'm not using any color in mine. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Color, I don't think body spray needs any color unless you're going for that effect. All right, so I'm gonna pop this up here. And I still, even though I'm gonna measure it to the top, I still like to know exactly what I'm putting into the container. So I'll put it in here. I already know that this is gonna be 1.7, but still, I always like to double check. There we go. All right, and let's get our next one. And like so. And like I said, you might have a little bit extra from each one, depending. So this is how much I have left over, because again, these are not exactly 2-ounce bottles, and I wanted it to be 2-ounce full, but it's not. So anyways, so here we go, and see, these are clear, so I'm happy with that. Just put those up there. All right, and that is how you make a room, or oh my gosh, a body spray. I need to get off of the room and linen spray. And like I said, I was gonna give you the measurements, and I'll do that in just a second. All right, so the measurements are, let me just get my little paper out, my cheat sheet. It is 45% water, 10.5% polysorbate 80 or 20, 40% alcohol, 5% fragrance oil, and 0.5% for the preservative. So if you have different size containers or whatnot, that's the formula that will help you figure out what you're going to use for that specific container. But anyways, that is it. That's that simple. That's how you make the body sprays. I'm gonna test one out. I've got a couple over here that are some of my favorite fragrances, and I went small because I wasn't sure what's really gonna, you know, take off, what's really gonna sell. So so yeah, that is it. I'll be making labels for these later on tonight. I may or may not do a tutorial just yet on that, but there will be one coming soon. So anyways, if you like this tutorial and you want to give it a thumbs up, I would love that. Please do so. And don't forget to subscribe and to hit that notification bell, because you never know when I'm going to upload a tutorial, because my schedule is just all over the place. But yeah, just let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Again, if anybody if they're like an expert in polysorbate 80 and versus 20, please give me some information, because what I found on the web really didn't say that there was too much of a difference. So anyways, that is it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next tutorial.